Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Leal, and we have the moon going through the sign of Aquarius. In fact, yesterday made this conjunction with Pluto in Aquarius at the moment of the transcendence of the Pope Francisco. As we know, he was the representative of an institution that was born as part of the old paradigm, religions as forms of political and economical power beyond the perception that you could have from him as a person and individual. So the end of his purpose in this plane at this moment with all the tensions with Pluto and Aquarius, which is also a planet associated with experiences that are catalytic of transformation, and they are opening forms of power that are communitarian. So uh, this is happening. This will happen, sorry, through the elevation of consciousness. So I am feeling that this could be like a symbol that it is time to find the king of God, the kingdom of God in ourselves, just like Jesus said, that was his word too. Each one of us, we are the temple of connection with divinity. So the Sun in Taurus in a square with Pluto, I was telling you the Sunday, it is marking the death of a form to inhabit physical reality or to inhabit certain areas of our physical reality, the passage to the other plane, it is the most literal one. So it is also significative. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but I have a lot of mistakes. So usually it is very meaningful that Pluto is in a sextile with Neptune in Aries, because Neptune rules the spiritual plane here on earth that takes many forms. Some of them are ideological, are only concepts, and there are other forms that are truly approaching us to unity. So Neptune in Aries, it is this individual spirituality, the one that each one has to incarnate, practice, and action to, and act. So we will see what occurs ahead in the last months of Neptune when it returned to Pisces from October of 2025 to February of 2026, because there will have manifestations very, very important that is going to be the goodbye, of Neptune in Pisces. On the other hand, there are people that could be feeling a lot the squares, the fixed squares that we are having in the sky. If you are feeling this in your angular houses, 1, 4, 7, 10th, because this is involving all the houses at the same time. And well, people that are feeling this strongly, well, many times squares like this could create the perception, we from our limited perceptions, we could feel that we don't have a way out for certain experiences or circumstances, or there is this great resistance to assume certain decisions. But every time that we have traveled to see the way out to something, it is probably most of the time because our mind could be closing itself to the solution, or because we are so attached to how we think that the circumstances should be. So these tensions could be very stressful or stressing. There could bring frustration too, because of the participation of Mars in Leo. Anger could be awakening. So I think it is highly recommendable, bringing ourselves to the calm and to the present, even if we are going through great challenges. Because if we are not recovering ourselves, if we are not creating those spaces to breathe, we cannot move forward. Also, I wanted to remind you that Pluto it is removing everything that is associated to traumatic experiences. um, and it removes them precisely to produce this distraction, because this is a strong word, but it is a quality of Pluto, of those old paradigms in ourselves. Elevating consciousness requires to transit the death of aspects of the identity for everyone. But this is a gradual, I don't know if this is the expression, a gradual process. And this has the purpose for us to create inner peace, to find the plenitude in our own connection. But each one of us has their own path to face these phases, just precisely. And the person that is transiting the path, it is the only one that has the capacity to comprehend, accompany, and validate in a constant way. I mean, external people can do that at determined moments, but they don't have the responsibility to cover all of those needs all the time. And actually, it is not possible to do that. Because we have limits with our energy, and we have to take care of ourselves too. So this that I am saying, it is also very linked with other transit that is high in activity for a while now, and it is the conjunction of Venus and Saturn. I was telling you on Sunday that this is active since the past full moon in Libra. Before that, actually, in mathematical degrees. So the unions with Saturn, depending also if this is activating other factors in the natal chart, if they are tensions or not. But we have always an opportunity of growth, without doubts. But this opportunity of growth can be lived in many ways. Could be something very challenging, could be a growth that faces us with limitations that life puts and that we need to accept. And with accept, I am not talking about resignation. For example, if for a person a project didn't result, it doesn't mean that that person won't be able ever to to get success with a project. But perhaps there are things to modificate, or perhaps the project wasn't associated to the purpose of the soul. But there are other situations in which relationships and experiences will not participate of our process of growth. They are not able to do so, and there we just have the acceptance and moving forward. So if there are experiences that are showing us difficult or even painful in relationships or with the resources, there are situations, they are marking the decisions that we need to approach in the long term, or the places where that growth isn't possible. When Saturn restricts something, which is the quality of Saturn, it is for us to reveal other resources. I'm not talking about material resources only, because that is a topic of Venus, but also resources of emotional growth, because they are in Pisces. Emotional growth and in our relationships, in the relationship with ourselves and with other people. And I repeated this a lot, but I'm going to do it one more time. And it is a moment to establish boundaries, for us to establish the boundaries, so we can develop maturity and to sustain them, because many times we could put the boundary once, but we are not sustaining that in time, which is very, very important. And also could be a moment where people are bearing their fruits of their own labor, of a lot of effort, opportunities that are being opened for the next phase that require perhaps greater responsibilities. Could be the consolidation of a relationship, assuming other level of commitment. All of this is also possible. Everything is opportunity without carrying the form. It is just that when the opportunity is bringing pain, that is calling us to the rectification, sorry, of something that was in imbalance, an important lesson to consolidate our true desires of the soul. Thank you, everyone. See you in the next video.